Time, the most valuable resource. Time, as defined, is the continuous sequence of events that take place in an apparently irreversible succession from the past through the present to the future. Time. Yes, time. Time continues to be one of those intriguing subjects to all of us. On some occasions, it seems so elusive, so slippery. In just a blink of an eye, there goes a week, a month, a year, a century. Yet, there are other segments of time that pass with the speed of a glacier. Have you noticed how stubborn and uncooperative time is? When you want time to zip on, it drags. Then when you want it to slow down to a crawl, it's tomorrow already. Another thing, time may be a great healer, but it's a rotten beautician. It's also terribly relative. 2 weeks on a vacation, for example, is never the same as 2 weeks on a diet, is it? Also, some folks can stay longer in an hour than others can in a week. And have you noticed how quickly deadlines arrive, even though you try to push them away? On the contrary, isn't it amazing how slowly habits are broken, even though you desire to conquer them immediately? And in every one of those situations, each hour had exactly 60 minutes, no more, no less. We have just about come full circle with this time business. But who is the master of time? God alone is its master, not us. In Daniel chapter 2 verse 21 it says, "He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to the discerning. He is the only one who changes the time and the seasons." Even King David acknowledges God that He is the master of time. In Psalms chapter 31 verses 14 to 15 says, "But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My times are in your hands. Deliver me from the hands of my enemies, from those who pursue me." God has an appointed time for everything. It is stated in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, "There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens." An ideal method of time management is TRUST, trust, putting the pressures it brings back into His hand. That certainly beats the alternative. If you really mean it when you say, "Thou art my God," then hand over to Him the things He alone can master. We could call it Operation in Trust. Is time dragging? Are deadlines arriving? Those habits lingering? That diet getting old? Unwanted guests staying? Beginning to look and feel older? Prayers aren't being answered, recovery taking longer, employment lacking challenge, finances fading fast, promotion more remote, romance not blossoming, decisions getting complicated, dreams becoming distant, school less satisfying, feeling unappreciated, used, dreading winter. The answer to all these questions is simply TRUST. Trust. Yes, trust God. Think again. This could really help you remember in Psalms, our times are in the hand of our Creator. Time is one of the most mysterious forces in the universe. Time plays a significant role in our life. Time helps us make good habit of structuring and organizing our daily activities. If we understand the value of time better, we can gain experience and develop skills over time. As what I've said, time is the most valuable resource because you cannot take it back. Why does time matter so much? Here are 10 reasons why time is so important, as posted in the Scientific World on October 21, 2020. Number 1, time acts as both a teacher and a healer. Sometimes, the only way to get a new, healthy outlook on a situation is to give it time. Time teaches us the value of life and makes you feel happy to be alive. A difficult or painful situation will seem less bad as time passes. 2. Time is the one thing that you can never get back. Once time has gone, it will never return. Number 3. Nobody knows how much time they have. People can die at any age and for any reason. Number 4. Every single thing in the universe is bound to time. Gradually, all things start aging and eventually decay as time progresses. Number 5. We are aware of 3 stages of time: the past, the present, and the future. But the only time we actually have is the present. Number 6. Time affects happiness. A person's perspective of time has a big impact on their happiness and peace of mind. Number 7. Mastering our available time is essential. Managing it poorly or well has a huge impact on life. Skills development takes time. Whether that skill is what you love or what you think is best for your future, it depends on how much time you invest. Relationships are made or broken due to the amount of time you invest. The amount of time you invest is often the main difference between a deep relationship, loyalty, and one that's shallow. And number 10, everyone has the same 24 hours a day, so no one can complain about not having time for the things they want to do. It is our duty to preserve the time that is in our hands and not to waste these times without proper exploitation and benefit us. We must learn to manage time because its importance. Stating all the importance of time, the tendency is we all want good things to happen in our lives, but too often we want it now, not later. When it doesn't happen that way, we are tempted to ask, when, God, when? Most of us need to grow in the area of trusting God instead of focusing on the when question. If you are missing joy and peace, you are not trusting God. If your mind feels worn out all the time, you are not trusting God. The tendency to want to know about everything that's going on can be detrimental to your Christian walk. Sometimes knowing everything can be uncomfortable and can even hurt us. We spend a large part of our lives being impatient, frustrated, and disappointed because there were things that we didn't know. God had to teach us to leave things alone and quit feeling that we needed to know everything. We finally learn to trust the one who knows all things and accept that some questions may never be answered. We prove that we trust God when we refuse to worry. While trusting God, we need to wait with patience. We spend a lot of time in our lives waiting because change is a process. Many people want change, but they don't want to go through the waiting process. So learn to be patient. As stated in Galatians chapter 5 verse 22, patience is a fruit of the Spirit. Next is accept God's timing. Remember, we have a different timetable from God. God gives us hopes and dreams for certain things to happen in our lives, but He doesn't always allow us to see the exact timing of His plan. We must learn to rely on God. As stated in Proverbs 16, verse 9, in their hearts, human plans their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.